Hi, my name is Ruth Taylor and I emigrated to New Zealand some years ago with toddlers, and now I have teenagers, and I come to you today as a parenting coach and author of the Childish Adult book series, and I want to introduce you to the concept of igniting your ideas. Now, the idea is when we are pregnant with children, I believe that most of us have the idea that we're going to be a pretty damn good parent. And look, I was given a structure many years ago which I've always tried to follow, which actually kind of helped me get there. So the first thing was, you have to think about something. So let's just say when you're pregnant, you generally start thinking about what it's going to be like to be a parent. So you think, you know what, I think I'll be a pretty good parent. You know, there's a thought for you. And that leads to a feeling. And again, the hope is that that feeling is going to be pretty positive. You know, you're pretty confident, you're feeling quite calm, you're feeling quite collected, and you know what? That means I'm going to be a pretty damn good parent. You know, it leads to the do. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I actually found that this was missing something. I found that even though I thought I was going to be a pretty damn good parent, some of the feelings I was having as a parent weren't as helpful as I'd hoped. And what I found was, if I likened this kind of process to that of the fire triangle, as well as realising that I had something missing, I actually found it helped me to think things through a little bit more. So let's explain a little bit for you. So the thought process is like having oxygen. A lot of us daydream, you know, dream, look up in the air, you know, think about what we want. But the problem is, a lot of us as parents aren't feeling the right kind of feelings, because the feeling is, if we see this as being akin to the heat required to start a fire, you can start to realise that if you're not feeling calm, collected and in control, and you're actually feeling nervous, frustrated, angry, all the other type of feelings that you get as a parent, certainly when your kids aren't doing quite what you expected, you can have that cold stab in your heart that I think we probably all had, and cold is not conducive to starting a fire. So how can we create more heat, the right kind of passion for our fire? So the thing which is missing is the picture, and this is where people like myself, other parenting coaches, parenting courses, books, articles, all those kind of things really come to the fore. Because what they can do is they can provide you with the imagery and the thoughts and the building blocks required to build the right type of temperature. Because this is your fuel. And without a fuel, you can't have a fire. So if you only spend 5 minutes thinking and picturing something, you might have a little small fire. And you know what? That might be all you need to do what you need to do to control that particular situation. But if you've got a real big problem, then you might need more fuel. You may have tried reading things. You may have tried talking to your friends. So I'm going to encourage you to actually look further to collect your fuel. Because people like myself, I have worked with parents, I have worked with professionals, I've worked with parents who've got children with special needs, I've worked with individuals who have special needs, I've worked with disaffected youth, I've worked with my own children and family. And what this has provided me with is a great array of fuel types, I guess, which means that I can visualize things in lots of different ways, and I can find the fuel which helped me burn that little bit brighter and gives me that stronger heat and passion. Because the picture doesn't go think, feel, picture. It actually goes think, picture, feel. So an example I like to use, just because I can't ever see myself doing it, is bungee jumping. It's a big rage in New Zealand. A lot of people seem to like it. If I think about bungee jumping, I can then picture myself standing on top of that platform, on that bridge, looking down that canyon, whatever it might be, with something strapped to my legs. And I can tell you what, the feeling is not particularly warm. Probably cold red would be a much closer approximation. So if I'm feeling that, am I going to jump? The likelihood is much, much lower than the person who is picturing this wonderful idea and feeling joy, excitement, that adrenaline rush, because that's what they're looking for. So we need the picture to drive the feeling. And if the feeling isn't working for us, we need to look at what we're picturing. And it could be for people who are struggling with their parenting right now, is encouraging you to maybe reflect and look back on a time when things did work well for you, where you can regain that confidence, that calm, that clarity, which you need to give you the right feeling to basically ignite and light up your ideas. So that is the idea in a nutshell, to be honest with you. Any problem that you are coming across, any issue that you are trying to deal with as a parent, think about these 3 steps. If any one of these is missing, you're not going to have the fire. You're not going to be able to do what it is you want to do. Or if you do something, it's not going to be as good, as long lasting, as warming in your heart. You're not going to get the same feedback that you wanted. So I mean, if your child is being a particular pain, and you think, oh, I'm going to put in place some sanctions, I'm going to follow the rules, and you picture your child doing exactly what you want, you feel really strong, but that picture isn't actually taking your child into consideration as to actually the situation the child is concerning. Sometimes we miss that, and therefore we think we've got a good picture, but actually we're not generating the feeling we thought we were in our children. So this is where the challenge then comes. How do we run this cycle for our children as much for us? And then look, that's another conversation which might take a little bit more time than we have today. But look, go out there, ignite your ideas, go and be the best parents you can be, and don't stop believing in yourselves, because that feeling is pretty damn important. Good luck.